it, shall we? How's it sound? Can I hear myself? There we go. Just making sure. Hello everyone, Bubble Ninja 720 here, bringing you part 138 of my live stream playthrough for Final Fantasy 14. What we're doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and see here in this. I'm popping an enlistment manual. Since I don't get the chance to get this open tournament out of the way very often, I just happened to glance by here while I was getting ready to start recording. So we got so on the agenda today, after I take care of this, is we're gonna go do Little Ladies Day over in Old and then we will go back to doing some story content. Once this goes off, take care of business. Here we go. Draft same and 3 open. Alrighty. We'll do this one. I think I'll do this one. Gotta be careful of that same. Same could screw me up quite a bit. Now, of course, I gotta go first. Well, I can't steal it, so we'll do this. So you took the ace. Oof. Dang. I lost. And that's why you don't talk at all about... Oh, these are just AIs. It shouldn't be too bad. Oh well. Like I said, I usually get my tail handed to me. I'm ready. I really hate going first. Alright, so we'll take you. I win. I'm like tied for, oh no, I'm third place. Who am I going up against? If I go up against one of the first two and the other one loses, like, nope, that ain't gonna happen. So I'm gonna, at best, maybe make second place. Alright, that's fine by me. Really hate going first. Well, crap baskets. Winner chicken dinner. Sorry, Wyra. Yeah, I got second place. I squeaked into second. Oh well. Better than dead last. I'll take it. Ooh, I got a gold card, and I got a new person pop up. Sweet. What we get? Hori Boulder and Coltnut. One what we already have. Lame. I really only did it just so I could hopefully get a new squadron member anyways. I'm looking for Corchi. One of the rare special costume characters. Took me forever on my main to get her. I want to eventually get her on this character. Alright, let's go to Old so we can go do the Little Ladies Day event. And then we can go do more storyline. And then I gotta go to work. Fun stuff. It's a jam-packed day for me. This should be close enough. Yeah, princely persona. Do I have anything that's like low enough of a level to work on it? Nah, we'll just keep what we got. Royal Handmaiden. Do you have anything? You do. It's just peach and cherry confetti. A princely persona. Ah, hero. How wonderful to have such a reliable helper on hand. As you've no doubt noticed, Little Ladies' Day festivities are upon us once more. By the way, I must ask, you know of the Songbirds, do you not? How silly of me. Of course you do. That trio of princess-styled entertainers were relatively unknowns when they first took to the stage, but they've since become a Little Ladies' Day staple. Now we hope to introduce another such sensation, but this time the singer will be butler-themed. I've titled this new act the Seneschal Prince, a royal among servants, and loyal servant to his princess. The prince in question is scheduled to debut in the upcoming festival performance, but 'twould seem our chosen star is yet to return from picking up his costume. Now there is ample time ere the show begins, his prolonged absence is a source of concern, to say the least. If only I were not so preoccupied with preparations. Would you mind looking in on him for me? Pickett is his name, and he was meant to be speaking with the designer at Eshtem's Aesthetics. I think that's pretty close. There's Pickett. Talking about Maribel. It has to shine with a sharp, frozen brilliance like a blizzard slicing through the darkest night. And it should dazzle like a searing flame, threatening to burn your fingers at the merest touch. Doesn't that sound amazing? Wait, which do you want, a freezing blizzard or a burning flame? Oh, maybe you can help. How can we create a silvery costume that melts into chaotic darkness? Should I give up on the shiny element? An adventurer? What can Maribel, famed designer of Eshtame's aesthetics, do for you, darling? Try to pick up this guy. Here at the Royal Seneschal's bidding, you say? Well, I could certainly use some guidance with this costuming conundrum. The costume itself is largely complete. I simply wanted to add the finishing flair in accordance with the prince's wishes, but I'm struggling to envision the image he's trying to convey. Well, there are just so many dimensions to looking dashing. How can one narrow the options down to a single idea? Forgive me, darlings, but I have other projects to attend to. Would you mind coming back once you've helped the lad decide on a more definitive direction? Sure thing. Babysitting is my game. This is not going well. Couldn't ask for a better opportunity, and here I am ruining my own debut. It was Hero, yes. I'm sorry to drag you into this dilemma of mine. Of all those who auditioned, they chose me to be the Seneschal Prince. My job now is to become a star performer, and creating a dashing and princely persona seemed the best way to achieve that. So I did my research into the subject, delving into books about the most gallant individuals, how they act, how they dress, that sort of thing. But when I tried to explain, it all came out a jumbled mess. What makes the Seneschal Prince a prince among seneschals? Come to think of it, what exactly is a seneschal anyway? An obtrusive servant who anticipates his master's needs, a person of impeccably proper manners. Perhaps you should have researched that instead. I'm gonna do the first one. I see, then my fixation on being dashing was entirely the wrong approach. But at least now one thing is clear, I must learn the ways of Seneschal if I'm to be the best Seneschal Prince I could be. You seem a knowledgeable sort. Left to my own devices, I fear I'm wasting time on the wrong thing again. Will you help me with my research? Fine. Let's get it over with. Huzzah! Then first things first, I say we speak with a wide variety of townsfolk and learn what the general public expects of a Seneschal. Let's split up so that we might gather as many opinions as possible. I'll leave the steps of Thal to you, and we can meet at the Gold Court afterwards. Meh. Pardon me, I just woke up. A seneschal? Why, yes, of course. I have one in my employ. The accomplished ones foresee what must be done and act without need for instruction. Those who stand around waiting orders have no business taking the position. Anticipatory? Yeah, screw that. There's some things you can anticipate, but not everything. That word ever puts me in mind of the royal seneschal himself, Sultan Baldric. It said that every year one girl was chosen from the townspeople by lot, and he would attend to that lucky lass as her personal servant for the entire day. The festival is no longer about choosing a single princess, of course, but oh how I still daydream about having an attentive seneschal at my beck and call. As a child, whenever Little Lady's Day came around, I would always hold out hope that this would be the year I was chosen. Medicine merchant. Oh. Apparently I never did this one. Why, hello there, lad. Care to make some easy gill? You need only deliver a file of my wares to a customer. I'll make it worth your while. Why ask me? Is this one of those swindles I'm supposed to report? I'm gonna put that one in. Heavens, no. This is a perfectly legitimate job, and I would never lie to you. It simply isn't in my nature. Now that we understand each other, take this to the gladiator waiting on the steps of Nald. Once you receive his dues, bring them straight back here, and rest assured I will know if you're even a gill short. Sure thing. My impressions of a seneschal? Well, they strike me as people who excel at preparations. Performing tasks to a demanding lord or lady's satisfaction hinges upon their ability to think ahead, to plan events to perfection. My work as a server at the Quicksand is similar in some respects. We have a special Little Ladies' Day menu on offer this year, and I have everything memorized. The ingredients, the presentation, the flavors, down to the smallest detail. Everything from the main course to the beverages and desserts will be perfect. Above and beyond one's prescribed duties, the server's mission is to ensure as many happy customers as possible. I think there comes a point where people should just be happy that they didn't have to cook and clean up. But you know, that's kind of just me. As long as the food is a decent quality, like, you know, the food's not spoiled, it's not cooked to shit, stuff like that, or undercooked. As long as proper attention to detail, as opposed to just making sure that the food and drink and everything is, like, you know, safe, should be all you're worried about. Well, guess what, hero? I was asking about seneschals in Pearl Lane, and a merchant offered me an amazing bargain. He showed me a rare urn of incalculable worth, but even the heavily discounted price was far more coin than I could afford. Come to think of it, what do urns have to do with seneschals anyway? Oh my god, you're friggin' dunce cap. Could it be that you're a little too trusting? Nothing, I'd wager. Oh, was I on the wrong track again? I could have sworn. I see. So a seneschal is someone who serves others. Someone who anticipates what needs to be done and prepares for those tasks in advance. In my case, then, I should be a seneschal who serves its fans? Yes, when I put it like that, it just feels right. I should be thinking of ways I can make the crowds happy. And that's exactly what I'll do. Now, if you could stick around a while longer, I'd appreciate some help in becoming the best seneschal I could be. Oh, so you get an earpiece, a microphone that I will not be using ever. Oh man, they were right. It does look kind of like a matador. And I'll probably wear none of this. I am to don the mantle of the Seneschal Prince, yet while I've grasped a clear picture of the theme, I must needs think of how best to embody the manner. A Seneschal exists to serve, to ensure happiness and satisfaction, which incidentally is how this all began for me. Huh? Do tell. I once knew a girl years ago. She was my childhood friend, my cherished princess. But alas, she was born with a terrible ailment. She could not rise from bed, let alone leave the house, and thus I took it upon myself to bring the outside world to her. I acted out all sorts of tales, a hero's saga, a jester at court. If she wished to hear of it, if it would but make her smile, I would assume any role under the sky. One fateful day I happened to see a songstress in town. She dazzled the audience, and the elated looks upon their faces, I had to rush back to my princess's bedside to share the experience. I sang and danced my heart out for my audience of one, a performance for her and her alone. Oh, how her eyes lit up. Her happiness was everything I ever wanted. It spurred me to practice day and night, and as I did, I began to feel I truly was a famous performer. Then, all too soon, did thou call her to his somber halls. Oof. Ever since, I've dreamed of making a big name for myself as a singer. If I could perform upon some grand stage, then perhaps my voice would rise up and reach her ears once more. That's why I auditioned for the role of the Seneschal Prince, and why I leapt for joy when I heard that I'd been chosen. Yet even though I began all this for her, it has become every bit my own dream as well. I yearn to sing as the songstress did and stir the hearts of the crowd. Thank you for listening, hero. Talking to someone helps to put my thoughts in order. Right, back to the task at hand. Once I've settled on how to best serve my audience, then I should have all the specifics Maribel needs to finish the costume. Let's head over to the Little Ladies' Day stage, shall we? With the better part of the preparations finished, it's likely begun to draw a crowd. The sight might inspire some ideas for my Seneschal debut. Not to minimize the story, but it kind of strikes a chord with how I started doing recordings for YouTube and stuff. Initially, this wasn't my idea. This was an idea of a buddy of mine, and he wanted me as his co-pilot, co-host of sorts. And, well, he doesn't really do it that much anymore, and I poured so much effort into it that I decided that I'd take it up myself. So, yeah. Here we are. We'll get back to that in a second. We're going to go over here and go deliver this Fantasia file. This is taking forever. Maybe it really was too good to be true. Mysterious liquid. Ah, thank you, sir. I've been waiting for what felt like an age, but finally it's here. My miracle draught. Oh, do you not know what this is? This, my friend, is a phial of the mysterious brew called Fantasia. Legend states that any who drink it before lying down for a nap awakens a new man or woman. My Colosseum debut is coming up and I'm terribly nervous, so I thought this medication might bestow me with the self-confidence I lack. And a chiseled, muscly body besides. Can't wait to show off in my subligar. Take this to the medicine merchant with my compliments. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to make my dreams come true. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Examine a stage with Pickett? Sure. The stagehand seems swamped with last-moment adjustments, and you can see the fans have already begun to gather. If I'm to decide how to act as the Seneschal Prince, then it's now or never. Let's see what clues the scene has to offer us. Sure thing. How can I serve the crowd? Aside from the usual singing and dancing, there must be something I can do. Ah, an employee of the Quicksand. Did they not mention offering some exclusive menu over the course of Little Ladies' Day? Beverage and dessert included. I was curious about that myself. Literally beverage and dessert included. Knowing such a thing is only available during the festival makes it all the more tempting, doesn't it? I wonder if they'd be willing to bring out a light meal for the audience. Not only would it benefit the fans, but it would also be an excellent promotion for the Quicksand itself. It would have to be something that wouldn't cause a problem with, like, litter. See, they're a particularly eager Sombergs fan. Come early to ensure a front row experience, no doubt. Rather too early, in fact. My act is first on the program, so he'll be in for quite a long wait before his idols take the stage. Can we make him more comfortable? Should we bring him a bite to eat? Make him more comfortable. Yes, of course. He must be exhausted from standing there all this time. The least I could do is make him more comfortable for the duration of my performance. I don't know how you're going to do that. Yes, of course, if we're speaking of seneschals, we should look no further than the royal seneschal himself. Such a courteous demeanor and so precise in his movements, now that I think of it, no matter the work we do together, he is never less than thorough with his preparations. And I imagine he would be more than willing to help us implement any new plan we might propose. I've been thinking, Hero. There's no rule which demands people must stand to cheer and enjoy a performance, is there? Seats! Why not have the quicksand deliver some light refreshments, Little Ladies' Day themed, of course, and aim for a more relaxed experience? I mean, it's hardly a novel concept. One often orders a meal while taking in a play, or has a flagon in hand while the minstrel strums his lute in the tavern. We would simply encourage the same idea. Naturally, I shall rouse the crowd with song and dance, but this will help define the seneschal side of my stage character. The act is finally coming together. As a seneschal prince, I shall both serve and entertain. Come, there's not a moment to lose. I must first consult with the royal seneschal, and then hurry off to make my request to Mistress Momodi at the quicksand. But I also must inform Maribel of my costuming decisions. There's no time. Shall I talk to her in your stead? Let's divide the task between us. You would do that for me? Oh, thank you, Hero. I'd be most grateful if you could explain the costume concept to Maribel for me. Tell me all about it. You truly are my savior. I gave you my word, and the show will be a great success. Please, be sure to attend. I'm gonna have to. Alrighty then, so we're gonna go this way. Pardon me. Worried Weaver. I wonder what you're unlocking. Enter the Viper. Viper is one of the last... Yep. The last two classes I haven't unlocked yet. Actually, we'll do this one. This one seems to be a little bit closer. Maybe I'll go and unlock Viper and Pictomancer after this, actually. Hero, darling, how fares our princely seneschal? Getting on the right track. So the show will feature a healthy dash of hospitality, eh? Sounds fabulous. A singer with a seneschal's poise and a princess style. Yes, darling, I know exactly what this costume needs. Leave it to me. Please let the royal seneschal know that I'll have the outfit ready in time for the performance. Sure thing. Later. Meanwhile, we're gonna go and turn in this file over here. Good, you're back, and with my payment, I expect. Every last gil accounted for. I knew you'd be right for the job. Now for your payment. But what's this? A friend of yours? I can't say I recognized him. My client? You mean that little Lalafellin gladiator? Well, yes, isn't that what your medicine does? Your potion just turned a Lalafell into a Yor. Who's to say? I have no way of proving that man was indeed my client. But if it would sate your curiosity, I believe I could spare you a file for your own experimentation. Now, my business here is done. We will meet again someday, though whether we recognize one another is less certain. I have 3 on G. Senor Chatterbox, you're gonna take these. There we go. That works. Yeah, I think we will go ahead and unlock Viper and everything else. Then I can just port back to Gridania and get Pictomancer. So that way I'll have all the classes and I can play around with them. Someone sitting there doing the Manderville. Thank you for lending a hand to young Pickett. 'Tis good to know the issue with his costume has been resolved. As I mentioned, the Seneschal Prince is to be the main new attraction for this year's Little Ladies' Day, and Pickett himself is to give the show's opening address. I cannot imagine how events might have unfolded without your assistance. You will stay and watch this performance, yes? Fine. I've been standing for so long my feet have fallen asleep, but at least the show is about to begin. Should be starting any moment now. The first act is the debut performance for a new singer, isn't it? The Seneschal, Prince? What would a Prince of Seneschals be like anyway? I have no idea what to expect. Oh, get ready. Oh, is he actually going to sing? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Little Ladies' Day performance. Never mind. I am not singing. I cannot carry a tune. If it gave me a bucket, put it in. Yeah, definitely not using that costume at all. That's going straight into the wardrobe. I am Pickett, the Seneschal Prince, and I shall be your guide to an ephemeral world of wonder. I imagine you are all weary from the wait. Though it be but a trifle, we have taken the liberty of arranging for refreshments. A special festival menu prepared by our friends at the Quicksand. Peach-infused tea accompanied by a selection of spring-inspired sweets. We invite you to enjoy these delights while you enjoy the show. That's for us? Thank the gods, I was so thirsty. Oh, that new menu has been on my mind all day. What a lovely gesture. Don't make me sing. I'm not good at it. I'm overjoyed to see you thus pleased. Should this repast meet with your approval, pray consider a visit to the Quicksand following the show. But with that said... Must ask that you keep all eyes on me. Without your full attention, I am wont to grow jealous. Fair princesses, once you step closer, I promise that this shall be a princely performance to remember. Yes, I'm not singing. Settle in, my dear audience, and enjoy the spectacle of the Seneschal Prince. Okay, good. He not only entertains with song and dance, but also captures the crowd's hearts with warm hospitality. A wonderful display. A little over the top, if you ask me, though. Ah, the songbirds. Not bad, not bad. Seems we have quite a show to follow. And the songbirds will deliver. We'll take the stage by storm and build this excitement to a raging crescendo. Hero, thank you for coming to my performance. It was also magical. To see such enjoyment upon each face in the crowd was an indescribable feeling. Do you see how they responded to the touches of hospitality? The quicksand server even came over to thank me for how quickly word spread about their festival menu. What a stunning debut by the Seneschal Prince. We've already been swamped with demands to know when you will be performing next. In fact, I'm thinking of setting up an encore performance while the festival is still ongoing. If that's so, well then I shan't disappoint my fans. I wonder if my dear friend was watching me too, from Thal's distant halls. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity. For as long as I have the privilege of standing on that stage, I mean to spend every moment delighting all who attend. Ah, I almost forgot. I had Maribel craft you a matching costume. I was not alone up there in front of the crowd. I felt you standing beside me as you have been every step of the way. Given your part in all this, you are every bit a Seneschal Prince yourself. So please do me the honor of accepting this gift. Fine. I'll take the duds, but just let you know they're going straight into the armoire. The least I could offer for your patient assistance. Now I must be off to prepare for my next appearance. I too offer my sincerest gratitude for elevating our celebrations to ever greater heights. The Little Lady's Day festivities have only just begun, but I suggest you go and enjoy them while they last. I want to be your pop star. Alright, so let's go ahead and do those unlocks. 2 unlocks in story time. Oop. Enter the Viper. You're an adventurer, yes? There's a spot of bother over at the Weavers Guild, and we could use a hand sorting it out. We received an order for a full ensemble, but now that the work's been completed, the client refuses to pay. Mind you, I had my suspicions from the start. He calls himself a Viper of all things. In my experience, people who name themselves after snakes are not to be trusted. In any case, he carries a pair of swords on his back, and I hate to think what would happen if he started wielding them in anger. Could you head to the guild and smooth things over? Sure. So-called Viper, I like it. Good day to you, stranger. I was hoping I might make the acquaintance of someone a bit rough around the edges, someone who's seen his fair share of action. Could you tell me what prey is worth hunting in these here parts? Have you any idea what he's talking about? I took no issue with fulfilling his order, but now that it's time for him to pay, it's as though we're talking at cross purposes. Likewise. I don't understand why this fellow's being so difficult. All I'm asking is the outfit I ordered in the name of some critters worth killing. Maybe I ought to explain from the beginning. I'm from Tyrell, a big old continent on the other side of the salt west of here. Some of the ship's crew called it the New World, but there ain't nothing new about it, no sir. There you'll find my village, home of the ancient art of the Viper. Our duty is to hunt ferocious beasts that endanger the lives of innocent folk. In fact, that's what brought me here. Thing is, all the fighting and long days on the road ain't been too kind to my gear. Reckoned it was high time I got a new getup, bespoke and all. Fascinating, I'm sure. But why do you refuse to pay for your order? And why are you so insistent that I choose my prey? Because how else am I supposed to pay you? Do us a favor and we'll hunt down any beast you want. That's the code, how we Vipers do business. It appears the Weavers Guild doesn't need any fiends felled. Weavers prefer more conventional forms of compensation. Yeah. That's so? So you're saying they want something else instead? Payment commensurate with the skill and materials required, and gil preferably. Well, didn't see that one coming. Guess that explains our little misunderstanding. But surely your countrymen trade in some sort of currency, yes? Or are you Vipers so far removed from society as to be unaware of such concepts? Of course we know what money is. We ain't no bumpkins, but when it comes to requisitioning goods and services, I usually rely on the elders to deal with artisans and the like. Which is to say I ain't in the habit of carrying significant sums. So be it. If your only form of payment is but slaying a beast, that shall have to do. As it happens, one of my colleagues in Eastern Thanalan reports that merchants carrying our supplies were attacked by a wild fiend. What's more, the creature is a species of many-headed scalekin, never before seen in this region. It is rumored to have escaped from the Colosseum and has been running rampant ever since. Scaly? Lot of heads? Alright, you got yourself a deal. Deal? Considering the guild has already fulfilled its end of the bargain, you should count yourself lucky. Still, I'd hate for anything to go awry at this juncture. Might I ask a favor of you, friend? I'd like you to accompany him and ensure that he attends to the creature as agreed. Besides, I dare say seeing a so-called Viper at work will be an enlightening experience. Sure thing. The name's Keshqua. Pleasure to meet you. Creature was last seen near Camp Drybone, so I advise you to begin to hit there. So we're jumping ahead a little bit. Tyrell is the Dawn Trail area, one of them. So, we'll get there eventually. We still have to get through Endwalker first. Didn't need to do that. So this is Camp Drybone, huh? Fitting name. Anyway, you ready to hunt? What's that look for? Let me guess. You want to ask around first to see if anyone can point us in the right direction? No need. The Weaver's friend told me plenty. All we gotta do is track down the beast, which is a Viper specialty. Oof. That's a big beastie boy. It went after traders carrying tailors' materials. Bolts of cloth and whatnot don't sound none too tasty to me, so I'm guessing it's the merchants themselves the beast had its eye on. Most predators use their sense of smell to pick out their meals. Scents carry on the wind, so you gotta consider the position of the rocks and plants to determine how the air tends to flow through an area. Ain't too hard to deduce where a critter's made its lair after you've done all that. Yep, that's a biggin. Mean looking too. Must be wreaking havoc on the food chain, never mind the danger it poses with the locals. Well, time to do what a viper does best. That's that. So you like the show? Don't play coy. I can see you're intrigued. But before I spill all my secrets, I got a question for you. Ever heard of a Tural Vidral? No. Thought not. Well, they're a rare breed of beast that wields all kinds of powers they got no right having. A threat to every other living thing that has the temerity to breathe in their vicinity. Because of their long lifespans and unnatural abilities, they were dubbed the Tyrants of Tural. That's more or less what the name means. Anyway, someone's got to hunt the Tural Vidral, and that someone is us, the Vipers. You know, I met a fair few adventurers during my time here, but I can tell you're a cut above the rest. Might even have what it takes to be a Viper. If you're interested, I could teach you on one condition. You'll help me hunt down a Tural Vidral that's made its way to Eorzea. What do you say? Sounds good to me. I'll take it. Ha! Hell of a thing to ask out of the blue, I know. Just think on it some, will you? Let's head down back to Old and tell the Weaver fellow we're square. The journey will give you time to consider my offer. Why don't you just give me the damn thing now? Oh, never mind. You ported me back. I'll take it. Weaver's Guild. I just gave our Weaver friend the good news and he handed over the set of fancy duds as promised. Gotta say it was worth the trouble. So about my offer, you ready to become a Viper and protect folks from the nastiest beast that ever lived? Yep, give me a Viper. A mighty fine answer. I'll make a Viper of you, just see if I don't. First order of business, let me give you this here soul crystal. Contains knowledge of our fighting arts, passed down since ancient times from one generation of Vipers to the next. Assuming you've got the knack for it, our skills could be yours too. I've also got a fresh set of Viper gear for you. The Weaver's Guild wanted to thank you for overseeing our hunt earlier, so they made you your very own outfit. Guess that fella took your measurements by eye or something. Oh, and the blades are a couple of spares I had handy. Try it all on for size, and let me get a good look at you while you're at it. That sounds kind of contextually wrong, but okay. That sounds familiar. Viper unlocked. Yay. Do I have the room for everything? No, I do not. So we're gonna get rid of some of this stuff. That can go bye-bye. That can go bye-bye. Oops, I filled up. Crud muffins. I don't have enough space. Dang it. Ah. Oh well. We'll do it another time. What we could do is I could just go ahead, since I already got it unlocked. We'll go over here. What is my... I only have 328 crud muffins. We'll just turn in some stuff. Heirloom. Heirloom. Shadowless. 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 Chest piece, gloves. Need to get rid of some pants. Need to get rid of some boots. Alright, that should be good enough now. Oops. Oh, I'm a little nudie. Alright, time to not be naked as a jaybird there, hero. I'll move those eventually. Alright. Viper's unlocked. I have an idea for a cosplay for Halloween for that one. That class. So this one is over by the Conjurers Guild, the next one. Let's go grab that. Here we go, it's over here. Cheerless Hero. The joy of pictomancy. Matron, help me. One more complaint this day and I swear. Forgive me my rambling, but please tell me you haven't come to make a complaint. I'll have you know my evening is going swimmingly. I haven't. Is something amiss? Well, I should warn you that a Moogle has been making a nuisance of himself here in Gridania. The palmed pest has been harassing adventurers in an attempt to rope them into some painting endeavor. Despite the lack of interest, he refuses to give up. You're an adventuring sort, are you not? If so, you would be wise to give that Moogle a wide berth. Unless you are the artistic adventuring sort, I suspect he's still loitering in the Aetheryte Plaza if my tale has piqued your interest. Sure. I will gladly go and check it out. I have just enough room to go and pick that up. You there, Kupo. How would you like to do some painting? Not ordinary painting, mind you. Magic painting, where your works come to life. Your imagination's the limit. Ah, Kupo nuts. Why won't anyone give me a chance? They could do so much good with the power of pictomancy. You had me at magic painting. I might be interested in learning more about pictomancy. You had me at magic painting. Oh, what did you say, Kupo? You're not pulling my palm, are you? You wish to know more about Pictomancy, truly? Sure thing. Hooray, hooray! The name's Kupapo, and I'm extremely pleased to meet you, Kupo. I am the inheritor of Pictomancer's soul crystal, and I seek a creative individual who can carry on this arcane artistry. A history lesson is in order. Pictomancy was conceived some 1500 years ago in the dusk of the 5th astral era. While other schools of magic that originated during that period, such as black and white, are expressions of the caster's will, Pictomancy relies on something even more abstract, the imagination. By channeling Aether into a concept held in their mind's eye, a Pictomancer can give form to the formless. It's a bit tricky to wrap your head around, I know, and that's precisely why the great Archon Realm, founder of Pictomancy, incorporated the painter's tools into our art. And for all y'all that don't know, Realm was a character in Final Fantasy VI. There's a little tie-in. A gifted artist as well as mage, Realm took up a brush instead of a staff and wielded Aether like paint to give shape to her imaginings. In this way was Pictomancy born, a magical discipline unlike any other Kupo. Now, Realm was a charitable soul and never ever used her powers for self-serving ends. She dedicated her life to aiding and defending those in need. During the War of the Magi, Realm traveled the land and saved countless people with her Pictomancy, and it was for those deeds that she earned a place among the 12 Archons. So how about it? Would you like to take up the Archon's noble legacy and become, dare I say it, a Realm reborn? Nice wordplay. I'll do it. Wonderful, Kupo. Your enthusiasm warms my heart. As I have only one soul crystal, however, I must ensure that I entrust it to the right person. Therefore, before I grant you this dazzling opportunity, I require that you attend a job interview. Seek me out the Carline Canopy, and be sure to come prepared with your fanciest Pictomanciest answers for my flurry of ever-professional questions. It would have been funny if he ran into some of the adventurers. It's even funnier to the fact that not everyone can see Moogles. Could you imagine getting knocked on your ass by something you couldn't see in the middle of town? Oh, we're not actually inside the canopy. Ah, there you are. I would have invited you to my cozy little hovel and put out tea and biscuits, except I don't have a cozy little hovel, or any home to speak of for that matter, such as the life of an itinerant Moogle, Kupo. I haven't a guild in my name either, so I can't order us tea and biscuits, but we can avail ourselves of a table. I'll just be sitting there by myself by the looks of everyone. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce this interview commenced, Kupo. Let's begin with the basics. Might I have your full name? My name doesn't matter. No, I'm not one of import. I'm Hero. To the fine name, well met, Hero. Right, on to the next question. What do you consider your primary vocation? I'm an adventurer through and through, defender of the weak and champion of the realm. I'm between jobs at the moment. Adventurer through and through. Very good, very good. Adventurers are known to be a helpful lot, ever ready to aid those in need. You've the ideal temperament for a Pictomancer, Kupo. And moving along to the next question, how would you rate your artistic abilities? I'm a master of the arts, above average perhaps. My stick figure drawings are second to none. Which is true for me. Well, I for one think stick figures are wonderful. This is your honest answer. You'll be pleased to know that Pictomancy relies more on one's imagination than their artistic abilities, so don't fret about your egregious lack of the latter. Speaking of imagination, let's try and put yours to work. Tell me the first thought that enters your mind when you hear the word Moogle. Fluffiness and fun, irrepressible cuteness, furry little shites. I'll do the cuteness. I'm inclined to agree, Kupo. Starfaring hares and carefree catfish weep at the sight of us, burdened by the knowledge that we'll They will never surpass the fuzziest and most charming of beasts. Now, this next question is very important. Someone's in trouble, what do you do? Help them without question, speak with them first to gauge the problem, ask what the reward is to see if it's worth the effort. Speak with them to gauge the problem. That is indeed a prudent approach, Kupo. If I may ask a follow-up question, can you share a recent example when you approached a soul in distress? Come again? A hero who's been inundated with complaints about my pictomancy pitches. Yup. Oh dear, that's rather disheartening, Kupo. But this isn't about me. What's important is that you are not want to ignore the plight of another. That willingness to serve a great purpose and emulate Archon Realm's example is the key to becoming a truly talented pictomancer. Having considered your answers, I'm thrilled to report you passed my interview with flying colors, Kupo. I'm certain you will bear our legacy admirably. I deem you worthy of the Soul Crystal. However, I should warn you that it comes with some proverbial strings attached. A bit of emotional baggage, too. You see, several moons ago, I got into a terrible argument with my best friend. We went our separate ways, and I've not seen her since. I wish I could meet her again and try to reconcile more than anything. So if we hear aught of her during our journey together, I'd like you to lend me a helping hand. Sure thing. If you're still willing to train as a pictomancer with this condition in mind, then the Soul Crystal is yours. Just say the word, Kupo. Yes, give me the damn crystal. Don't walk away from me. Oh, there you are. So you still wish to be a pictomancer, full acceptance of my condition? Sure. Then as promised, I bestow upon you the Soul Crystal, and to help you get started, I prepared a set of equipment. Hopefully it fits, Kupo. Yay! I got the pictomancer unlocked. Two slots are remaining in my inventory. Boo. Alright. Oh, I already had the paintbrush. Sweet. Oh, I already had the swords. Double sweet. I thought ahead. That's a rare occurrence. Alright. Got a few things to get rid of. Heirloom, shadowless. Shadowless. I didn't know I had this much junk. I probably got more junk sitting somewhere. Yep. Are you kidding me? Insufficient armory chest space. Yep, you're right. Frag you! What else am I missing? Ah, pants. Everything else should be good. We're just gonna go straight to that. I got the brush, yay. Viper, I already got the swords. Where are they at? There they are. Sweet. So I just need to get the armor for the Viper. Alright, so this can go bye-bye, and that can go bye-bye. Do I have any weapons to put back in? Yes, I do. We can go put the Seneschal stuff away. That'd save up some gear space, or some bag space. Didn't know that my bag slots were getting full again. I gotta go and empty that crud out. Yay. Alright, Armor, store some stuff for me. All this stuff, go bye-bye. Make sure there's nothing else to get rid of. Nope. Alright. More bag space. Okie dokie. Artichoke. We'll put those back in at a later date. Preferably when I'm not online. Alright, so we got those two unlocked. Let's go do story. Going back to Alamegan Quarter. Before I logged on, that's where I was already at. I wasted an Aetherite ticket there, and then I wasted another one to go to Gold Saucer. Alright. We still got some time.
Thank you for coming so soon. I'll send for Commander Aldin at once, and we can decide what to do about these infernal towers.
Rocket present! It can't be.
The palace! After them!
You're here. Good. Well, well, well! To be received by such an illustrious cast! Why, even the hero of the piece is here! I feel quite starstruck. Is that Asahi?
His body, more like. You don't fool us.
Oh! You saw straight through it! Anyone would think you dealt with Asians before. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Fandaniel, and may I say what a pleasure it is to finally make your acquaintance.
What do you want? The towers, what are they for? The towers.
My, straight to business is it? Suit yourself. It is my intention to recreate the final days, to which end I have distributed a collection of rather ingenious devices, or towers, which will, in time, give rise to the grandest of spectacles.
The final days? But it was the Asians who labored to prevent them.
You're quite right, though I would expect no less from one responsible for eliminating my unsundered colleagues. Honestly, the three of them were obsessed with restoring the one true world. As a sovereign individual, however, I never had much interest in such things. I mean, why bother when you're just another sundered minion? Admittedly, Elidibus was not convinced by that argument, but thanks to you, I'm finally free of his incessant nagging. Free to use my powers as I see fit, to fulfill my heart's desire. And my heart's desire is to lay this half-broken world to waste, leaving nary a fleck of dust behind!
So basically we popped the cork on a worse thing.
Why would you want such a thing?
Because I want wretched creatures who ask such meaningless questions to die! You! And you! And you! I want you all to die! And I want to die too! Oh, yes! I want to die and take everyone with me in a paroxysm of pain and suffering!
Psycho.
I'm different, you see. From the ancients who clung to dear life, and from you. So don't bother trying to reason with me. You will find I have no reason, or creed, or any such tripe. I just want to destroy the world. But please do resist with all your might. It will add to my enjoyment. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled, for the curtains have risen on the spectacle to end all spectacles. We, the Telophoroi, shall be your performers, and this very star our stage.
Oof. Oh, even I got flung. Damn.
Ah, but I nearly forgot. I have a message for you. My esteemed patron, Lord Xenos, eagerly awaits you at the heart of the chaos. While I wish only to destroy the world, he exists solely to relive a certain, transcendent moment with you. And it is for that reason he would reduce all to ash. Pray see to it his dreams do not go unfulfilled. For if you should disappoint him, my trusty companion here, whom I've dubbed Lunar Bahamut, will burn your cities and everyone in them.
Everyone out! My men will tend to the blaze.
It starts. In earnest. Thank goodness everyone's safe. We managed to put out the fire, though not quickly enough to save the garden. Raubon, can I leave it to you to send word to the Alliance? I'm going to take a unit and investigate the tower. We need to find out what it's for. We'll go with you. No, you won't. You'll rest. From what Merweb tells me, you're due some time off duty. Should we learn anything about the tower, we'll be sure to share it with you. Until then, I want you to rest. I wouldn't go poking around towers. Very well, but if you need our help, don't hesitate, and take care, both of you. What's this? Ruby Doomsday? Oh, okay. Rising Stones. Sorry, I gotta respond to a message. Alright. Hopefully no more interruptions for a little while. Alright, Kryle. I'm back. Oh, you're back too. Good. We've received the reports from the Alliance. Since we are all here, perhaps those who bore witness to the events in Alamigo would treat the rest of us to a first-hand account. We're not all here. I don't see the other... Oh, nope. Still don't see it. I see Y'shtola. Oh yeah, Thancred and Urianger are together. No sooner do we overcome one problem than another appears. It would all seem tediously predictable, but for the endless variety of our foes. This Fandaniel sounds even more unhinged than his patron. Unhinged, perhaps, but no fool. For all his pantomime theatrics, he gave away little about his plot. We know only that he intends to recreate the final days, and that the towers will somehow facilitate this. He also called his dragon Lunar Bahamut. Let's not forget that little detail. And the creature did resemble the descriptions I've seen of the Elder Primal. That may be, but the fact that it answered to Fandaniel would suggest they are not one and the same entity. I think it more probable that it is some manner of simulacrum born of Ascian magics. Whatever it is, for now we could but work closely with the Alliance and remain vigilant. I believe that concludes our news. What of yours, Y'shtola? I've been to see the Sultana, knowing how quickly the immortal flames are to dispose of their tempered. I judged it best to provide them with the cure first. As soon as I had sufficiently recovered, I traveled to Ul'dah and delivered the Porxies to her grace, along with detailed instructions on their use. Yet my visit chanced to coincide with the arrival of some troubling tidings. The immortal flames had been on the cusp of agreeing to a truce with the Amalja when negotiations abruptly collapsed. The Amalja claim that a number of their kind have been abducted, and that men are responsible. Not as known of the perpetrators as yet, but as the immortal flames went about investigating the abductions, they came upon one of Fandaniel's towers. On the subject of the towers, you may be interested to learn that they are not an exclusively Eorzean phenomenon. According to the Alliance, they have been sighted as far afield as Yangsha. Then it would seem reasonable to assume that they are everywhere. We simply have not found them. Well, as you said yourself, we could do little for now save remain vigilant. And since we are dealing with a dragon, ostensibly at least, I believe it would behoove us to enlist the aid of an authority on such foes. Estinian? Ha-ha! Estinian. Now just a moment. If he could be persuaded to lend us his lance, I would be the first to welcome it, but the truth is, we will struggle even to find him. Hehe. You let me and Kryle worry about that. We'll sniff him out no matter where he's hiding. If indeed he is hiding, we have ways of locating him regardless, so if there are no objections, we shall depart at once. Bye. Well, rather than sitting around, I think I might go to each of the city-states and educate them in the use of the Porxies. They would doubtless appreciate it. But might you consider taking a moment to rest before leaving? You would be fresher for the tasks ahead. Well, my friend, our moment of triumph did not last long. So as ever the way, the world often needs saving. Oh dear, are you not enjoying our adventure? And I really could have done with a rest. Oh dear. Come now, I didn't say that. While it may not be the most carefree experience, there is nothing in this world I would rather do than write a new future with you. A long future, mind, whatever the Telophoroi might hope. We'll stop them, won't we, together? Yep. I thought it was gonna meanwhile me. Yep. Meanwhile somewhere in the locks. It did meanwhile me. Oh, that's funny.
The scouts should have been back by now. I'm gonna go and find them.
There they are. Well, one of them.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
He doesn't look too good.
Glory be.
Glory be to Garibald!
Yep. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace...
The piles have been driven as planned, and the first of the beasts has roared to life. Moreover, I am pleased to report that preparations are well underway for the rest. Ere long, chaos shall reign over all the land, as befits the final days.
Call it what you will, so long as my friend returns to me, fangs bared and claws sharpened. I care not.
Of course, my lord. By strange coincidence, your dear friend chanced to be present when I made my declaration. I took the liberty of informing him that you await his coming, though I confess I may have singed him a little in the process.
And why do you tell me this? Are you in such a hurry to die?
Ah, my apologies. I must guard my tongue lest it be the end of me. Though, there is something to be said for such a glorious death. Better to fall to one who has it all than falter before an inferior. I shall keep it in mind as a contingency. For now, however, I shall proceed with the plan. My lord.
I must find myself a new weapon. One worthy of our long-awaited reunion.
Bang. Total disrespect to that sword. pen and sword. Did we get a new title? What we get? Writer of Histories. Unto the Breach. Good news, hero. Thancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Heard. Let's get it going. Ah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alice, Graha, and Hero. But I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried, and I did try. Repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger, and Alamigo to apprise Raubon and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then mayhap you would do the same for us. Indeed. It was just as Lee said, worse, in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva and the Third, however, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working their day and night to rebuild, or rather transform it. Transform it into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of Aether in mind, Magitech in other words. Yet as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to have save some for Urianger, which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Raubon is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter. As I promised Kryl, we need not all attend. Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. Back to the Alamigan quarter. Lefty! my friends, much more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As are we to see you safely return from your mission, Urianger. Just Thancred made you feel welcome. Well, well, if it isn't Alpha known as Merry Band. Darnvald. Arnvald, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it, but enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elazin are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Aurochs such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. Aye, 'twas not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moanbreda towered over me nonetheless. Arnvald brings out the best in Alphinaud, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company, it's almost endearing. So what exactly brings you here? Oh, Fordola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Ah, what gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to, I'll see you afterwards, alright? If Fordola is going with them, that must mean... My apologies. As Arnvald rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. 'Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But as we did encounter, pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrix. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Teleforoi's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us. Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar, and that was the last thing they remembered. But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania. The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
What?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
Ah, they're making me privy to the conversation. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamoldva and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fudola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Don't pretend.
We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head! I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
You're about the size of a speed bump anyways, Alphino.
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way. Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh?
So he's gained the ability to find good firewood and to swim.
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light, or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
Probably should have upgraded your gear a little bit there, buddy. You look like you got some pretty cruddy crafted gear. At least get bigger shields, Jesus. Run around bucklers.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Fun in a bun. I think we just found it.
Oh, bloody thing. Can you hear me?
Never mind.
It's Tataru. Oh, I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian.
I'm sorry to say, he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut.
Fun stuff.
But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Mayhap. Oh, yes. I remember a little story beat that's about to come
Even
up.
if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
Sure, sure.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Here be dragons. Alright, so I get pizza. Direct hit and determination. That's not too bad. I guess we're gonna get pizza. So Stinim was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there's no time to lose. It's actually been a little bit since I've been to Ishgard. I went back there so I could boost up crafting and gathering, which I got pretty decent at. Oh, they're there. All present? Good. Let us split up and search for Astinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Hero can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Astinian. Good luck. I think I shall begin at the Sky Steel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation. Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return. Sounds good to me. Oops. Good day to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Emmerich sent word that you would be attending the meeting in Alamigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what then do we owe the pleasure of your visit? Looking for Astinian. I see. No. We were not aware Sarastinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap came seeking an audience with Lord Emmerich, only to find him absent. In the event, I'm afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Lovely. Aw, they don't like Paladin? Why did it have to be pink?
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
There he is.
First the Scion's coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence.
Yeah.
Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Too long.
He got him mixed up.
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino. Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
I am not Alphino! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Another person to fanboy over.
Someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting.
You're right.
Estinian! It's been too long. No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
Perhaps he sees them as brothers he never had. I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Well, you can't keep them all to yourself forever. I think he learned to talk with people rather than at them.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Aziz La.
This is the story beat.
La? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Aziz La, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation. Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azizlar together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard. Ugh! I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less... blunt?
Oh, they ported us straight there. Sweet. I'll take it. It has been quite some time since last I set foot in Aziz's Law, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Nope. Skipped that completely. Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Hero is the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us who have met Tiamat face to face. I don't remember. Even now she remains a prisoner of the Alagon Empire. Let's just say it helped that Midgard Sormer was there to introduce me. Let's just set that on there. Ah yes, you were a friend of her father. I too have met with Tiamat. After the Dragon Song War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Give me that pizza. Pizza. Alright, righteous indignation. Tiamat awaits this way. Interesting, I don't remember meeting Tiamat back in Heaven's Ward, but that was a little while ago. My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
This is not going to be fun. Ah, then my sins should be repeated. I sense not the faintest stirring. As to who could have... Nope. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mericidia, our children. The Icon claimed their souls when first he manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the Allagon's dark designs.
Much like those held here in Asisla. If dragons who worship Bahamut are required to summon him, that must mean...
Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Cursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness. Again, you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity, and there are no depths to which you will not stoop.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind's suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
What wouldst thou have from me, Slayer of Dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Rage. Stir those embers. Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of this consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed, ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
A chance to make amends to lay Bahamut's memory to rest. When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of man. It's exactly what they wanted. While Porxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Allagons kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. I know Alphino and Hero here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Saracenian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of the star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tatar's famous tea. And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Ah, yes. We are familiar with it, the Aetherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this. A spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambros, Urianger, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels and the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines. And so I keep one at the ready should the opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes had granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try at least. Agreed, we will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Alright, unfortunately I gotta end this here because I gotta get ready for work. Thank you all for watching. This has been part 138 of my livestream playthrough for Final Fantasy XIV. If you'd like to go ahead, give me a thumbs up by hitting that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber, keep with the content. Comment down below, tell me what you think about the game and my gameplay. There are no spoilers for this story, please. And I will see you in the next video. Catch you then. Later.